Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My 3-year girlfriend is cheating on me. NSFW. I have been with this woman for 2 years and 7 months. She went to Cuba the past 10 days and came back today. She came to see me. I felt something was odd. Checked her phone from top to bottom, found nothing, but I knew something was up. Went into YouTube and found a way to get her WhatsApp messages into my phone through an app. It's toxic. I know, but it paid off. Before I continue, it's important to point out that I asked about her cheating on me. She ended up saying she didn't love me like before, but she still did. Then proposed we be friends with benefits. I agreed at the beginning. I mean, if she doesn't love me, duck it, I'll keep ducking her at least. She was very indecisive and kept saying she wanted me to not be with anyone else. And she promised that if she was with anyone else she would tell me, and so did I. We went out and I took her to 3 different places. When we got home, she went to take a shower and I used that time to log into my newfound master plan. The second I log into the app, I see a message saying we got a talk on Monday. Don't reply. Needless to say, it was sent to a guy name with a guy picture. No more messages, of course. Then she texted her friend, telling her she went 3 places today and that her tips worked. They had a conversation, but the takeaway was that it's the best for him. If you are not happy, then don't punish yourself by staying with him, or something along those lines. She seemed happy. Needless to say, I was absolutely pissed, angry, sad, and all the emotions you can think of. What hurt me the most was the promise we had made just that day. And on top of that, her repeated no, I didn't cheat, even though I literally told her that if she did she would be forgiven if she spoke now. She denied cheating. When she finally came back, I had my mind set, it was over. But I need more proof. I want to believe she really isn't cheating. I don't ducking know what I'm doing. I told her she could forget about me if she ever goes to Cuba alone again. She surprisingly said she wouldn't go alone anymore. She keeps denying she cheated. I have not mentioned the app at all. And I will not confront her just yet. I have been taking screenshots and saving them in a private folder. She then proceeded to say that she loved me and didn't want to lose me. She literally said that this could still work and that I should forget everything she said. That she was confused. Now I cannot trust her. So my plan is to wait until Monday and see what they say to each other. I had sex with her. I wanted it to be the best she has ever had. But I was too disgusted, so it ended up being a quickie. She is asleep next to me at the moment. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I can't help but think that the woman I thought was honest and would never cheat, is literally lying to my face. My dilemma now is that she doesn't want to leave me. I'm broke since I'm a student. So it's not for money. And since the beginning of the day she proposed friends with benefits and made it very clear that she wanted to remain in my life and come over every weekend like she has been doing until now. However, after the night out she has changed the entire thing and now she wants to stay in a normal relationship. This is after all the messages I saw. It all changed when I told her to forget about me if she ever goes to Cuba again. I will wait and see what happens. I'm sad like I've never been before. The reason I come here is because I see videos on YouTube about Reddit posts. And I needed some sort of therapy. I don't think I can continue with her. I don't know what a message to a guy saying we got a talk on Monday don't reply could mean other than cheating. Regardless, I do love her. So I will wait. But I'm not, I refuse to be a bitch and take cheating. I got to hold and not say anything for the entire day tomorrow. I'll keep treating her as well as I can, but I will spend no money on her. And after Monday, we shall see what happens. With all due respect, you are stupid. She already demoted to friend with benefits, practically dumped you, and you still are there searching for proof of her ducking someone else. And what if she did? How many times must you be dumped by the same woman until you pack your stuff, leave and send a picture of your middle finger? Bro, if you're friends with benefits, just leave it at that. Right. FWB means she isn't with him and he owes her nothing. Just leave her. Good way to get an STD. Exactly. She went to Cuba without you, it's probably been over for a while. I'm sorry, but you're a king, go find yourself another queen. She goes to Cuba to see her mother, that's why I allowed it. She had offered me to go with her, but I cannot do it most of the time because of school. However, this time she confessed she partied a lot, and that is why I was suspicious. She had gone one other time only and it was not like this. How old are you? 20. 4 billion women on the planet. Dump her ass and get a new one. They never listen, mate. Guys like him have the tendency to learn things the hard way. I agree. Just move on from her. And so you know, you don't love the woman sleeping next to you. You love who you thought she was. Never take a cheater back, my friend. You say you watch videos on YouTube about this yet still go through with what you're doing? You didn't allow her to go alone, you decided not to go with her. This isn't your girlfriend anymore, why all the effort and subterfuge? Do you really need proof? Dude, when she leaves, say it's not working out, you want a real relationship with someone you can trust and not FWB. Move in, this isn't healthy. Just stay FWB. She wants to keep you on the back burner while she tries the new guy out. If it doesn't work, she'll come back to wanting to be with you. The FWB idea is just kibbles to keep you around. I would just tell her that the FWB idea was better and that you both should be free to see other people. I bet she shits a brick. Or better just say I know what happened and the reasons behind the FWB and dump her before she dumps you. You're basically in the pick me dance now. Don't play that game, because if she's cheating then it's just a game that will continue every time she gets bored or gets attention from another guy. She demoted your relationship to FWB because then she can go duck people and not feel guilty. Leave, dude. She's just going to drag you along while she hoes out. Bro, don't believe a word, don't look for any logic or reasoning. One day she's gonna tell you that you're her soulmate and true love, and the other day she's gonna duck some other dude and leave you. If you want to keep that going, then detach yourself from her, just use her as a duck buddy and start investing your emotions in other people and focus yourself. The more you're unavailable, the more you're getting attractive, and that's the best satisfaction. Moving on, living a good life. I never like playing games, snooping or distrust in a relationship. If I didn't feel like I could trust someone either via gut feeling or actual evidence, I would never stay in the relationship. Relationships are built on trust, so if you don't think you can trust her, move on. It doesn't matter whether your distrust is justified or not, because your perception is your reality, and that distrust won't change. Curious to see the update. Maybe she will tell him that she changed her mind about leaving you. Maybe her friend was giving her advice about how to flame your relationship. If you changed the relationship before Cuba, then WTF did you expect? If you didn't, then okay, she cheated, she's lost her status from human to object now. If you need a hole to massage your dick, then I guess you can keep her until the next one comes along. Just end it. Go no contact. Don't keep her around at all. She is just stringing you along. Sometimes if I'm out shopping with a runny nose and I only have one tissue, I will string it along until I have a chance to get a better one. She doesn't want to lose you. Like you are some pet. This is not love or respect. It's all about her. Her happiness. Her emotional security. She is a taker and a user. She is playing you. Listening to tears and words mean nothing now. It's actions that give words meaning, and her actions mean she is looking to replace you, but she wants to keep you around until she does. That's what that FWB suggestion was. Clearly she fully intended to road test some other guys, while keeping you on the stringer. Her actions prove that. Again, her words mean nothing. Anything she says is manipulation. Don't be a chump. You need to make a clean break, and ghost her. You are already emotionally invested and it will take some time to move on. Be good to yourself, man, she sure as hell isn't. Keep up the FWB and start seeing other people. You're not a couple anymore, so she doesn't get to dictate what you can and can't do. Once you start blowing her off occasionally to see other girls, you'll see her true colors, but it won't matter because you'll be free and enjoying your youth. Story 2. My son found out and is rejecting us. Our son 23M was returning one of our bags we left at his house a week ago. He decided to return it late at night last Saturday. Our party ended and we had people leaving. Apparently, when he reached out front door we had couples leaving and talking about the party. My wife opened the door in shock. He threw the bag on the floor. "Here's your stuff, sorry if I interrupted your orgy." My wife, as usual, started blowing up his phone. My wife had the phone on speaker. He picked up the 4th time and said, "Mom, we can talk about this on Friday at my place, but I want to be left alone for this week." Friday came and we were sitting at his place. He let out a lot of his frustrations. He said, "You guys were basically gone every other weekend when I was 16 years old. Was the only time you guys were at home was because you didn't have any duck buddies to suck and duck." I told him to watch the way he spoke to us and that we still spent time on the days we didn't go nor we went for the whole weekend. He responds, "Yeah, name one time you guys did anything with me on an individual basis. You guys were attached to the hip basically. I was actually jealous of your relationship. How ducked up is that? I used to think it's nice and all how much you love each other but couldn't show me the same amount of love and attention. I used to get sick seeing you snuggle with each other like teenagers whenever we used to watch a movie together. You used to tease me about it but you had no idea how I felt inside." I responded by telling him that a romantic relationship and a parent-child relationship are completely different. He got pissed off and said, "Don't insult my intelligence. I know that. It still doesn't change that you guys cared more about each other. I've seen how much my girlfriend's parents love her. I used to get jealous. By the way, Mom, yes, my girlfriend isn't a big fan of yours. She doesn't respect you as my parents. The reason I didn't share how I felt when I was at home was because it felt humiliating." My wife starts bawling in tears and starts begging for forgiveness while reaching out for a hug. He rebukes and calls her a whore. I started seeing red and I was up in his face telling him to watch his mouth. He then responds with saying, "What are you going to do, man whore? I shouldn't be calling you a man. Get the duck out of my house before I lose control." My wife has called out about going to work tomorrow. She hasn't left the bed. I've been crying all night. My son hates my guts and I don't know what to do. The fan fiction on here is just too much. It obviously is since it's a new account. This sub is full of people who are on a mission to destroy their lifestyle. We have people shaming legit couples for having pictures of them doing what we are all on here for with other couples, who are also swingers, people who equate recruitment spam messages as dehumanizing behavior, a bunch of rule-breaking cuck, hot wife, polyamory, and separate play posters. I tend to think that there are people on here that really aren't into this and do everything to delegitimize couples that actually do this so that they can be seen as legit advisors when they post no proof that they've ever done anything resembling swinging. I believe it. I have had a problem with one of my kids, who hates our guts to this day. Was always a tough kid. Have 2 other kids get along great with and love us. But the oldest hates us and accuses us of all kinds of things I'll never understand why. But he said mean things that had my wife crying a lot. Did you not sell swinging to your son as a solution to the marriage problem in the West? Did you not normalize your behavior? Did you not talk to him about what you guys did, or did you hide it only to get outed later? We wanted to keep this a secret in fear of judgment or that he wouldn't understand. I was afraid he might get bullied if it accidentally spread. He called us whores because he thinks we would rather have with other people than spend time with him. That's where you ducked up. It wasn't the swinging, it was the dishonesty and the time away. You'll spend a great deal of time trying to repair this relationship. Update: son found out and is rejecting us. I feel really numb right now. At this point I'm writing for cathartic reasons. It's been 4 hours since my son invited us to talk to him. I asked him to give us a couple of days, but my wife was persistent, to say the least. Before we got in the car, we both agreed to listen to him say his piece first. When we entered, he still seemed energetic. He asked us for water or anything. We said no and we sat down in the living room. He said a lot for me to quote. I'll just give a summary. He first apologized for the name calling. He said he deeply regrets calling us that and wishes he could take that back. He says he isn't inherently against us being swingers, even though that's something he personally doesn't have an interest in himself. He feels though it was that our swinging took precedence over spending time with him. He understood that we couldn't have our world revolve around him. He understood we needed time as a couple to keep our marriage strong. However, according to him, we checked out of the relationship we had with him at around 15. In his we seemed much more happy coming back from our weekend getaways and our anniversary vacation than with the family trips. The fact that we did more couples trips than family trips didn't help at all. We were practically gone every other Saturday. To him it seemed we were so happy and wrapped around each other that he sort of felt like an intruder at home. Out of fear of intruding, he never confronted us on how he felt inside. He said he felt like an accessory to our marriage, rather than a person we wanted a strong individual relationship with. It seemed like parenting was a daily chore for us. In order to deal with this, he asked us for one-on-one time with either of us so he could feel like he could get our undivided attention for once. However, we rarely could because of how many swinger activities we booked. We would tell him to do stuff with his friends instead. He figured out that we were swingers when he asked to borrow the laptop when he was 17 and we had one tab open. He sort of gave up on wanting a relationship with us at that point. He told me he primarily formed not only for social life but he needed to get out of the house. He outright told us that we don't know him as an individual. To us, he's a quite introverted kid who doesn't say a lot around us. However, he is much more talkative with everyone else around. The thing that shocked us was that he pretended to be happy when we call or came to visit so that he didn't hurt our feelings. He says his love for us comes out of gratitude, not because he likes being around us or because he feels close to us. He mentioned that he talks to his girlfriend's parents significantly more than us. The main reason that he blew up at us was that we came uninvited to his place. He hated the fact that he had to pretend to actually interact with us as if we had that kind of relationship. He initially wanted to make an excuse that he had to go somewhere, but he's made that excuse multiple times whenever we invited him or asked if he could come over. So, he had to bite the bullet. After 4 hours, we finally left. He was angry and annoyed at the same time. He finally said we left the bag at his place. Not wanting an excuse to come to his place again, he dropped the bag at night. He sort of figured it out we had one of our parties ending and it triggered him. He said what we wants from us now. Unless it's for a certain occasion, don't ask him to call or visit anymore. He no longer will initiate anything from his side. He wants us to call him if there's an emergency or if we need possible financial help because he feels he owes us at least that much. Respect the fact that his girlfriend's parents will take precedence over us from now on. Meaning if they ever have kids, they would be the primary grandparents. He will deal with taking care of them when they get old before he looks at us. Don't ask for more or expect more out of our relationship. He doesn't want a mother-son dance at his wedding. He doesn't want me giving a speech at his wedding. My wife couldn't handle it and asked us to leave. She was silent the entire time we drove home. This still sounds like an extremely fake story. Yep, pure r/that happened material. This still sounds extremely fake. Why are you persisting in posting this? You're not even asking for advice this time around. You left out some good details that the other story had. Here an even older one with the same story. It's not an older one with the same story. Yours in the original, Nemesis of Zods, is an intentional repost. Ah yes. Nevertheless it seems it has been here for ages. Good find. Holy crap. I wish I had this much of a relationship with my 14-year-old, who is, at best, utterly disinterested in things like family vacations, talking to us about things that aren't video games, or possesses half the social and conversation skills that your son does. In turn, the relationship I have with my remaining parents begins and ends with a phone call every couple of weeks or so. The fact that she lives 1,800 kilometers away doesn't help any. The relationship that I had with any of my grandparents was the same, in no small part because of how far from the rest of our family my parents lived. That awful threat that your son made is the lived experience of so many families in North America that it's as dull as a wooden spoon. While I'm sure that it hurt, because that was the intent, plenty of families have a whole heck of a lot more drama than this. What is this crap? Is this leading to the only way I'm going to forgive you is if we all sleep together story? I think so. I'm also expecting a big plot twist. He's not Dad's biological son. With all of the ducking going on, some other guy knocked her up. Writes itself. When we get to see some naked pics of Mom. For some reason, I'm picturing her airtight with a cock in each hand. Mom was partying like it was 1999. Oh wait, it was. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.